What's up, everybody? My name is Josh with Star Piano. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the supplemental books that you can get on for playing the piano. So I just did another video recently about method books. Method books are the ones that people primarily work out of. They're the Alfred's All-in-One, for example, or their Faber and Faber is another one. And there's a bunch of them out there that you can choose from. But the method books basically teach you a concept, and then they give you a song or two to help you implement the concept that they just teach you. So this is good. I love method books. I've worked out of method books myself, and I've helped other people work out of method books before as well. But the problem with just using the method book is that they're constantly constantly introducing you for the first time different methods and different concepts that you need to learn. So in the Alfred's method book, for example, they show you how to read music. They show you about articulation, dynamic signs, different notes, slurs, ties, accents, and a bunch of other stuff, okay, that you need to learn throughout the whole book. And that's all great. It's great to learn that stuff, and it's great to put it into practice too, but like one or two songs a piece. The problem with the method books is that they don't reinforce the concept that they just teach you. So yes, they give you a song or two, but it takes a little bit more time than just one or two songs to really have a concept down pat in your mind. So that's where these supplemental books come into play. And just to give you an example here, I have these Faber and Faber. So Faber and Faber is a really good example because they have different levels. So depending on where you're at, these books may be too difficult or too easy, but they have a bunch of different levels that you can choose from. So just pick whichever one is closest to your skill level right now. Another good thing about the Faber and Faber is that they have different genres. So they have like this jazz and blues book. They have a rock and roll book. They have a classics book. And they have a whole bunch more. These are just the three that I have. But they have these three supplemental books. And if you're working out of a method book as well, you can really hone in those concepts that you're learning in the method book with the supplemental books, because they should be on the same level. So if your method book is a level 10 and you get a supplemental book that's a level 4, that's not right, or vice versa. If the method book's level 4 and your supplemental book is a level 10 in difficulty, then you're doing something wrong. They should be about the same level. And the supplemental books reinforce everything that you're being taught in the method books themselves. And those supplemental books have like 30 pages of songs, all at that specific level, which is what makes it so great, is because now instead of one or two songs that you're practicing on, you now have 30 different songs that you're hammering in the same concepts that you already know. And that's not a bad thing. You don't always need to be learning something brand new every single time you sit down at the piano. You can hammer in the old concepts as well, so that you're really understanding those and reinforcing those in your long-term memory and in your muscle memory as well. Another good thing about the supplemental books is, like I just showed you, they have a bunch of different genres. So they have the jazz, they have the rock, classical, and a whole bunch of other ones. The good thing about that is it gives your ear something different to listen to. So with the method books, again, they're not really focusing on one specific genre. They're kind of all over the place. But with the method books, you can buy one specifically for the genre, and you're reinforcing that genre specifically. One example of this would be like the jazz book and the blues book has a lot of swing eighths in it, because that's what jazz and blues has. It has a swing eighths. Where the rock and roll, they're just straight eighths. And again, it's good to really hammer that in. Like, that's a perfect example. That's a good concept. You want to be able to play the swing eighths and the straight eighths well, and you want to know what the difference is. You want to be able to hear what the difference is, explain it, and then actually be able to play it. And that's where these supplemental books help you do that, because they're really reinforcing all of those concepts for you. And then even the classics books, like this classics book, this level 2B that I have right now, there's a lot of staccato in it. So it's a lot of short, kind of thumpy sounding notes versus legato, which is nice and smooth and all connected. So that's another concept that you're now working on out of the classic book, something that is being reinforced to you so that you can continue to learn. So that's the big thing about the supplemental books. And they're super cheap as well. They're maybe $5, $10 as well. So I would highly suggest that with your method book that you're working out of, if you are, you also go ahead and get the supplemental books at the same time, just to reinforce those concepts. Make sure you really understand them while you're learning the new stuff all the time. Again, you don't have to constantly be learning something brand new every time you sit down at the piano. You actually shouldn't be doing that. If you are doing that, stop, because you want to make sure you're relearning the old concepts. Have those down really well before you move on to the new concepts. If you don't know how to play eighth notes, then don't move on to 16th notes, because you're going to get all messed up. If you don't know what a swing note or a straight eighth note is, don't play swing yet. If you don't know what a triplet is, then if you don't know what a quarter note is, don't be playing triplets. Stuff like that, because you're going to get all messed up. You're going to get super frustrated because you don't understand what you're doing yet, and you just keep adding on to this mountain that you don't have proficiency at yet. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to want to quit. You're going to get pissed, and it's not going to be a good experience all around. So piano is a lifelong journey. It's not something that can be rushed, nor should it be rushed, because it takes time to really develop these things, okay? So take your time with it. There's no rush. Go through the method books, go through a bunch of supplemental books before you move on. Make sure you have everything down pat. Then you move on to that next concept. Hope that helps. My name is Josh with Late Start Piano.